And we are rolling. My name is Walid Naki. I am an international best-selling author and a self-made millionaire. And I welcome you to this webinar on how a struggling $30,000 per year accountant manifested over $250,000 in just 10 months and then turned that into $1.2 million very shortly after. Here's my agenda for today so we can be very clear with expectations right up front. In our small amount of time together, my goal is to make a big impact in the following ways. First, confidence. We want to create confidence where there was once uncertainty. Second, clarity. We want to have clarity dissipate the confusion that once resided in your mind. And if I was really lucky, I am going to unlock within you the true potential you have to make your dent in the universe, because you have an unlimited power and you can do whatever you want. And we will see if we can unlock some of that power yet. If nothing else, I'm here to show you how to get anything in life that you desire: wealth, health, relationships, personal growth, and more. This is what I'm going to do for you. Here is what I want you to do for me. Implementation. Listen, nothing pains me more than giving you a wonderful solution to your problem, yet running into years later, still clinging hopelessly to your problem. I need an implementation mindset today. I want you to go through this and say, ooh, maybe I could start with this over here. Oh, I think I could do this over there. Think in terms of actions and results and not just an intellect. I am a living and breathing example of someone who was able to turn their lives around over a dime. This is a picture of me with my mentor and dear friend Bob Proctor. He is a personal development legend, and his business partner Sandy Gallagher. And to say that these two people have turned my life around would really be an underestimate, but we'll get into that later. And anyway, Bob Proctor said, thoughts become things. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. So anytime you see something that excites you, I want you to make a commitment to put it into use the first chance you can. Do we have a deal? Go ahead, look at the chat box, type yes out there. If you can find it, just say yes out loud. I don't care if anybody can hear you. Now, here's my story of how I went from earning $30,000 per year as an accountant, where I struggled even with the most basic things, to earning $1.2 million in net profit from just one of my investments, and almost miraculously. Now, first of all, nobody expected that from me. After all, I used to barely get by. I lived to pay my bills, my rent, my car lease, my food, and a few other things, and that was really all I could afford. And I felt like a failure because I wasn't able to provide the people closest to me the life that they deserved. I watched from the sidelines as others launched successful businesses, bought fancy cars, and seemingly had the greatest time ever, while I lived in a teeny tiny apartment, went to work from 8 to 5, and felt like my life was going nowhere. But despite all of that, I had a burning desire. I just knew there was more to life than this. I wanted to experience the kind of life where you don't have to worry about the bills. I wanted to enjoy what life has to offer, and I wanted to leave a legacy. And even though I didn't really know how, I just believed it was possible to me. And I figured that improving myself with personal development techniques would be a great place to start. So I searched high and low. I signed up for everything I could find and afford. I studied every little thing, hoping to find the magic key that would unlock the life I knew I deserved. But it wasn't until I stumbled upon a Proctor Gallagher Institute newsletter called Insight of the Day. And this is a daily emails, the newsletter where they send you daily inspirations. And every single day I would read them and feel more and more confident that the answer I was looking for was just around the corner. And on one fateful day, I received an email from Bob Proctor talking about an event held in Toronto that is called Matrix, and it was going to cost around $15,000. Now, even though I knew in my heart I had to go there, $15,000 was too much for me at the time. In the end, it was half of what I was making in a year. So I tortured myself for days, trying to come up with all the excuses in the book of why I shouldn't go there. And believe me when I say that I had a plenty. I tortured myself trying to figure out that if I decided to go, where would I even get the money? And on one day, I remembered a quote that I read somewhere, and it went like this: if you don't risk what you have for what you want, you will lose what you want for what you have. And it was like an aha moment for me. And it was a wake-up call for me to go. And so I made the decision to go. And I figured out my plan. It was November 2013, and I decided to attend the event in December 2014 by saving every penny I could, plus borrowing the rest of the money to afford the $15,000 and traveling expenses. And I did it. I was in. I went there. It was an incredible event. I've made many friends from all over the world, and many great shifts starting occurring within me. I expanded my thinking 10x or maybe 100x. I no longer felt limited by circumstances, and by continuously studying hard, I put together a simple 3-step system that I could use to achieve anything I wanted in any area in my life. Now, obviously, I didn't manifest $1.2 million right away. First, I decided to test my 3-step system. And so I did a small-scale test where I tried to earn a little extra money as a real estate agent. And I ended up earning $50,000 in just 3 months. Now remember, at this time, I was still trying to survive on $30,000 per year. And then I used the money I earned and put it in a new investment as a junior partner in this particular property. And by applying my 3-step system once again, I sold it and I earned a handsome profit of $250,000 in just 10 months. And then I used my 3-step system to become a millionaire with my own property. Now, how exactly do you go from a job that pays you $30,000 per year, where you barely take care of your basic needs, to earning $1.2 million in net profit? We'll get to that in a second, but first, you need to know that that's not even it. The money I generated was just a small part of my sudden success. Most importantly, I was able to start helping others realize their dreams too. And so I wrote a book to help people by sharing what I learned to achieve their dreams. I released my book, The 7 Great Laws to Carry Around, which became an international best-selling book. This book has helped Israel double his income shortly after reading it. Not only that, New York Times bestselling author Peggy McCall said it's a first-of-its-kind book that will transform your life. Brian Proctor, the vice president of the Proctor Gallagher Institute, said it's a quick reference and guide to your mind, body, and soul, and that you want to take it wherever you go. Personal development legend John Canary said it's a must-read book and everybody should read it. Also, Lisa Hokyard said if you have struggled with mental blocks, this book is a great tool to remove them and to help you get whatever you want. And Sandy Shepard, a certified coach, said it's a protein for the soul. This meaty little book will provide the foundation for success. Now, beside all of that, most importantly, I've acquired something in my life that I believe every single person has to have. I now have freedom. Freedom is the most important thing you'll ever have. Freedom to travel, freedom to do whatever you want with your family and enjoy it with your friends, freedom to enjoy the things that seem to be reserved only to the super rich. All of that and more, I believe everybody deserves to have. I now get the chance to travel wherever I want, whenever I want, and I travel on business class. This is a picture of me warming up for my trip earlier this year to New York on business class on Emirates Airlines. And I haven't stopped since then. After getting the first taste of what a proper personal development system could do for me and the ones around me, I made a vow to never stop improving and to continue learning whatever the cost was. And so I joined Bob Proctor's Inner Circle. This is where you pay $25,000 a year just to learn closely from Bob. And believe me when I say, it has made a massive change in my results. And I come up to the conclusion that it's simpler than you think. Everything I've ever learned and experienced allows me to state with confidence that achieving all that you desire in life, attracting what you want the most, and manifesting every little thing you've ever wanted is super simple. Because I used to think it's too complicated. I mean, most personal development gurus, frankly, make it seem that way. But as I have discovered, working together with my mentor and dear friend Bob Proctor, simplicity is the key, which is why I've developed a 3-step system that you can use not only to generate wealth as I did, but also to achieve any other goal you set your mind on accomplishing, like improving your health, your relationships, or giving your career a boost. Everything you've ever wanted is going to be yours for the taking. So on this webinar, you will discover the 3-step formula that allowed me to manifest $250,000 in just 10 months and then $1.2 million in net profit shortly after, despite starting out as a $30,000 per year accountant. You'll also find out how to immediately get your thoughts in order so you can manifest what you want despite your old conditioning. I will also show you how you can, in just 7 minutes per day, completely reprogram your thinking and overcome any problem in life, even if you don't have a penny to your name, are beaten, tired at the end of the day, and have a little or no time to spare. We're going to break down the major mistake that everyone makes that's probably rubbing you blind, and I'll show you how you can fix it and replace it with the #1 secret most millionaires use to enjoy financial freedom. We're also going to see what's the first major step that you can take almost immediately that will set you on the path to financial freedom. Because it's the first step that stops most people, right? So we will get a formula. I'm going to give you a formula that has been proven over and over again that you know exactly where you must start. Now, here's my 3-step formula of the manifestation framework. Step #1, order. Step #2, program. And step #3, accelerate. We will get to that in a second, but first, you need to know how well does it work. My student Angela manifested over $12,000 using this exact formula. Self-made millionaire Matt DiVincenzo from Calgary, Alberta, used it, said it's an amazing framework, gives a practical technique to deal with any situation. And when I said to him, Matt, how much was it worth for you? He said not less than $60,000. Another student of mine, Jeff, said it has increased his income and he feels more in control of his life. And Jeneth said that the same framework has changed every area in her life and she's living in a better way. Would you love to be next? Are you ready to magnify your results? Are you ready to get the manifestation framework? So let's get started. Here is my promise. I will provide the easiest way for anyone, regardless of their current position or experience, to make more money and manifest what they want in a short period of time. Now, why does the manifestation framework work? Why is it so effective? What's so special about it that makes it so powerful and so undeniable that it brings you exactly the results that you want? First, it adds more meaning and joy to your life. And instead of putting you on a ridiculous schedule of wake up at 4:30 a.m. and work until midnight, second, it helps you achieve your goals without working harder and in an amazingly brief period of time. And the more you believe in yourself, the more you achieve. Only when you realize the true meaning of this phrase, and I'll show you that in just a second. Now, here's my challenge. I've spent tens of thousands of dollars to achieve my goals. Not only that, I've spent thousands of hours to understand how to manifest my goals, and I've spent thousands of hours working on my goals, dreaming of my goals, and thinking about my goals. How do I distill over 10,000 hours and the total sum of my knowledge into something that you can immediately put into action and have a measurable impact the first time you use it? Well, here's how. We break down the formula. Make it systematic. It's like one of those things. Follow the formula, get the results, right? Would you like to go through each of these steps? Of course. So let's start with the first step. Get your thoughts in order. Just like corn seed produces corn, your thoughts produce results that mirror them. Therefore, wouldn't it make sense that the first step to improve anything in your life is by properly aligning your thoughts to your desires? One of the first people I started listening to was Earl Nightingale. And he said something I'll never be able to forget. He said, "We become what we think about." That means that your thoughts control your destiny. And because you're in total control of your thoughts, isn't it true that you're in total control of your destiny? Let me share with you my story of how I used this step to create a massive change in my life. So I went to Bob Proctor in the Matrix event and I told him, "Bob, how can I change my life? How do I live the way I want to live?" And he told me, "Waleed, your thoughts form the mold of your life." And then he went on to say that I should stop and quit talking about the negative in my life. I should stop talking about the things that I don't want anymore in my life and focus on the things that I really wanted. And then he said I should get a clear picture of what I want, and then all what I have to do is apply a definite strategy to think the right way. Now, here's what the ideal thought order can do for you. First, it communicates something special about to happen. It's like a gospel, something new, a positive news of something good that is coming in your life, because your thoughts create your future, right? An exciting and new ride you're about to go, where the destination is more happiness and less suffering. Do you believe that I have a definite formula on how you can think in the ideal way, on how to get this ideal thought order? Well, I do. Here is my 3-step system to order your thoughts. The first step is decide what you want. Manifesting anything in life is just like a journey, and any journey begins by determining your destination, which is choosing your goal. Now, choosing to go after something you care about gives a meaning and a feeling of accomplishment when you arrive at your destination. And it will give you a reason to keep going even when times get tough. That's what brings about enthusiasm, persistence, and determination. Now, how could you choose the right goal? You might be wondering, what is the best method that I choose a goal when I have so many in mind, or I might not even have any goal? Your goal should match 3 conditions. First, it has to evoke your consciousness. Let me ask you a question. Do you remember the first time you had a crush over someone? Wasn't there a spark, a great deal of pull toward that person? Well, there has to be something toward your goal, just like you had a crush on someone. In other words, you should have a crush over your goal. Isn't that interesting? Second, The right goal will make you feel happy and inspired. You will be so absorbed in your goal that you can't stop thinking about it. Wasn't there what happened when you fell in love? You couldn't get the other person out of your mind. And lastly, there's got to be resonance. What do I mean by resonance? If you ask me, Waleed, what exactly do you mean by the word resonance? Well, it means that there's got to be a harmony with who you are, with your personality, simply because you cannot enjoy anything in life unless it matches your true identity, your inner self. Now, after you get these 3 steps, it's very important that once you choose the right goal, you make an unwavering decision and stick to it until you see it manifest. It's a commitment you make from yourself to yourself. Okay? Now, the second step is detail in it. If a billionaire came to you and told you that he or she is going to buy you any car that you want, any car, you wouldn't just say, I want a car, right? I mean, you would go through every little detail, like the color, the brand, the leather, the engine, until you get it about the exact car that you would like, wouldn't you? And the same thing happens with your goals. You have to be very clear about your goals. Just like the billionaire had an infinite source of money, you have an infinite source of potential. But unless you direct this potential to a specific end, how could you ever expect something great to happen? Right? It makes sense, doesn't it? And here we say that details make a difference, and they do. When you think deeply about your goal, you will give it more energy, and this will accelerate the manifestation of process. You will develop an emotion that will give you enough passion to keep going, and it will give you a clear target to aim at. Do you know that most people's problem for not achieving their goals is that they don't really know what do they really want? Would you agree that you hear this all the time? Most people have general and vague desires. They want more money. They want a better home. They want a nice vacation. But they don't know exactly how much money do they want, how long they want to stay on the vacation, exactly which hotel they want to stay at. What would be a nice home look like? Wouldn't it make sense that if people had a clearer picture of the things they really wanted, they would be on a better way and a more practical way to achieve them? And making the details, getting the details is a matter of a formula. Here is a definite, quick, and the best formula through which you can get the details the right way. You make a statement of the following details. Number 1, how would it look like? How would your goal look like? Just like we have described the car in every detail, try to list every detail about your goal. Then, after getting these details, your second thing to get is when do you want it? Set yourself a timeline that is believable to you mentally and emotionally through which you can achieve your goal. All right? Third, a general idea on the how. Please understand that here I'm not suggesting that you should know exactly how it's going to happen. No. What I'm suggesting is that you get a general idea on how, so you can simply get a starting point, getting the number 1 point from where you start to go. That will put you on a practical way to achieve it. Only by this method you could keep moving. Makes sense. And lastly, your lifestyle and surroundings when your goal is fulfilled. You see, when my income took off, my bank account wasn't the only change in it. Everything about my life changed, like the way I spent my days, where did I travel, how did I travel, what am I doing for work. everything in my life changed. Therefore, wouldn't you say that a part of your goal is the changes in the environments that come with it? All right. And now, after getting the details the right way, you have accomplished the second step to order your thoughts. What's left? Simply having the manifesting eyes. And to have the manifesting eye is to see yourself already in position of your goal. The achievement of your goal must be conceived as a fact in your mind. You have to see it manifested. You have to see yourself with it. And you have to understand that it's just a matter of time until you see it before your eyes. I want you to feel that you have your goal right now. Think about it, whatever it is, feel that you're already in position of it. All right? Now say out loud, I claim it. Name it and claim it. Say out loud with feelings, I claim it. Doesn't that feel wonderful? And the written description is the best way to get this manifesting eyes. And this is simply where you paint a mental picture of yourself possessing your goal in every great detail and write it down. You write it down in the present tense. And by practicing it properly, in the right way, your perception of yourself will shift automatically. You're going to know your true self-worth. You're going to have true confidence in yourself. And you will realize that it's not only possible for you to achieve your goal, that it's your right and that you deserve it. Isn't that liberating? And making the written description is really simple and really easy. You write a statement that starts with saying, I am so grateful now that I have, and you mention your goal. That's in the present tense, right? Second, you include all the details that you have written down. And thirdly, you end it with the word thank you. And the word thank you here is really important because it gives you the proper mindset. One of the greatest books written in personal development is The Science of Getting Rich. And in chapter 7, Wallace D. Wattles, the author, said, the whole process of mental adjustment could be summed up in just one word: gratitude. Don't you agree then that when you include the thank you word in your written description, you're bringing the right mental order and giving yourself the right mindset that will achieve your goal? All right. Now, after getting the written description ready, it's like the script of your life, the script of who you are. You read it often. And I would say 1 to 3 times a day would be great. So, this process will raise your self-esteem. Wouldn't that what will happen because of your increased self-worth? It will give you a new perception and positive feelings toward yourself. And because of the thank you word and the proper mindset you have, wouldn't you say that it will attract all the things that you want to make it happen? Question. Don't you already feel that if you followed just the step number 1, which is getting your thoughts in order, you would already be a lot closer to your goals in a very short period of time? Do you know that when you have done this step, you have placed yourself in the top 10% of the people? Wouldn't you agree that if you didn't attract the things you don't want anymore, you would be opening up a space in your life for the things that you do want? Isn't that wonderful? All right. Now that we have covered the first step order, let's move on to the second step program. Step number 2 is install a goal achieving mindset. Is it possible to put hours and days to solve a small, teeny, tiny problem and not be able to do so? Well, I did it. This is where you bury your soul and work hard for a long time and get nothing in return. Feels unfair, right? Let me ask you another question then. Is it possible to solve big, challenging problems within a few minutes? Well, This is what I'm doing now. Everything in my life changed. The way I approach my problems changed when I simply changed my subconscious programming. You see, the way you program your subconscious mind will give you breakthrough ideas on how to achieve it. These breakthrough ideas will inspire you to take the proper action, and the proper action will lead you by its nature to the desired results. Very natural and very simple, right? The key is by programming your subconscious mind to get the breakthrough idea. And this is what I'm going to show you exactly in this step. Thomas Edison said, ideas are in the air and anyone can have them. The key is to get the right idea. And you're about to learn how to get this breakthrough idea to change the course of your life. All right. Why do breakthrough ideas work? Why should we get them? First, they will give you confidence where you are scared. You will know that no matter how big your goal is, you have a definite blueprint to find it. You have the treasure map to your goals. Second, if you have inner shame, they will replace it with inner love. You will love yourself for doing the things that you really want to do, for achieving the goals that you long to achieve, wouldn't you? And they will give you hope in hopeless situations. No matter how dark times are, no matter how big the problem and how stuck you are, you have the key of freedom, my friend, with the breakthrough ideas. And breakthrough ideas give more value to your action by giving a smart direction, so you have easier time reaching your goal. They will give you a direct shortcut that will lead you directly to the goal that you seek. And a breakthrough idea will give you better results than anything you've ever experienced, because they show you exactly what kind of goal do you want. They show you how to reach it directly. All right. How would you program your subconscious mind? Would you like to know that? Programming your subconscious to generate breakthrough ideas is exactly like using a calculator. I want you to think for a second about how do you really use a calculator? First, you enter the problem or the equation correctly, right? Like 2 plus 2. Second, you press the equal button. And lastly, you simply receive the answer. Very easy and very simple. Now, let's take a closer look at the magic of a calculator. When we press 2 plus 2, the answer will be 4. But when we press 559 multiplied by 62, the answer is 34,658. What's so special about it? As soon as you click the equal button, it takes the same amount of time to reveal the solution. It knows no big or no small. It knows no hard or easy. Whatever problem you put upon your calculator, it will show you the way to solve it. And your subconscious mind works exactly like a calculator. No matter how big or how small the problem is, how big or how small the goal you impress upon your subconscious mind, boom, it will show you how to achieve it. Isn't that wonderful? Would you like to see how you could program your subconscious mind to give you the breakthrough idea that you need? Well, here's how. You just like a calculator, right? You enter the equation correctly by cultivating the idea in your subconscious mind. Second, you press the equal button. This happens by getting the right feeling tone. And lastly, you receive the answer directly or by compulsion. Let's talk about cultivating the idea. The first step in programming your subconscious is to cultivate it with the desired idea. And you can cultivate your mind by repeating the idea of yourself in position of your goal over and over again. You affirm it as a fact. Clear? And you can do that through either affirmations, vocal affirmations, where you affirm vocally, I am so grateful now that I possess the goal, and repeat it 10, 12 times a day with feelings and emotions. Or you change your perception of yourself by making the written description on a daily basis. After cultivating the idea in your subconscious, you should get the right feeling tone using the 7 minutes ritual. And it's close to a magic formula that you can get. Because it puts you in a state of mind that manifests breakthrough ideas. And it does that by putting you in the right feeling. And to feel something means that you see it as real as anything else. It's like giving birth to the idea you believe in, correct? And when you feel yourself in position of yourself, do you think that you'll be able to attract all that you need to make it happen? I bet you are, because it puts you in the right vibration, and a great vibration. Great vibration is a great idea, isn't it? And you simply take 7 minutes to do the following. 1, let go. Clear your mind completely from every idea. It's like pressing the clear button on a calculator. 2nd, visualize your goal. See it as real as possible. Like, let me give you an example. One of my goals was to travel on a business class. And so what I would do is that I would close my eyes, lie in bed, and feel that I'm already there. I would smell the air, feel the leather, and make myself aware that I'm already on a business class seat. If you wish to be in your ideal dream house, feel yourself sitting on the sofa, or feel yourself doing whatever you'd be doing in your dream house. And the last step is to make it alive. Make yourself consciously aware that you already possess it mentally, that it's there already, and it's just a matter of time until you see it manifested physically on the physical level. Clear? Now, after you cultivate your subconscious mind with the desired idea, you use the 7 minutes ritual to get the right feeling tone. The last step in programming your subconscious mind would be receiving the answers. As you keep cultivating your thoughts and feelings, your inspiration will go up and new ideas and answers will come to you. What should you do with them? Follow them and you'll know what to do next. It's like what Thomas Carlyle said. Go as far as you can see. When you get there, you'll see how to get further. Question. Don't you already feel that if you followed just the step number 2, which is reprogramming your subconscious, you'd already be a lot closer to your goals in a very short period of time? Tougher question. If you did this and nothing else, do you think it would dramatically improve your effectiveness? I am pretty confident that you could give me anybody off the street. Just give me anybody with the smallest amount of desire to achieve anything, and I'll show them exactly how to achieve that goal. All right. Now we have covered the first step, order. We have talked about the second step, which is program goal achieving mindset. What's left? The third step is accelerate. Take action and do things that accelerate your results. Keep in mind that your success will become as easy as crossing off an item of your to-do list when you learn the 3 key qualities of acceleration. Simply because these qualities put you in the manifestation gear. Would you like to get the number secret to results? The number 1 secret most millionaires use to attain the results they want, to have the magic touch over anything they want in life, is that they accompany their lofty dreams with high quality action that manifests their dreams. And these are the 3 key qualities. And the 3 key qualities are simply plug and play. And do you know that you can use them immediately right now? Even if you say, I am going to use them right after this particular webinar. Because you simply start where you are and put them and use them, and they will take you where you want to go. You will work less, but have a greater impact. Isn't that what you call a great deal? Remember this, my student Angela. She started her cryptocurrency investment with $4,500, and she did a lot of positive thinking stuff. She did all kind of personal development, but there was no results in her life. And when I took a closer look at what she was doing, the answer to her problem was very simple. Do you love to know it? There was no direction for her action, no productivity or progression. So what I did is that I simply gave her the three key qualities of acceleration. She used them, as I told you, plug and play, and everything in her life changed. Would you like to know these three steps, these three qualities? Well, here they are. Intuitive, effective, efficient. Intuitive, effective, efficient. Let's talk about the first key, intuitive. It means to follow your intuition. And the intuition is the still small voice from within that shows you which way to go and what to do. Haven't you heard the phrase that there is a place that knows everything within each one of us? Well, that, my friend, is intuition. And you can use it right now immediately, and you'll recognize it with your intuitive leads by your feelings and instincts. That means when you feel good about something, that means it's the right thing to do. When you feel wrong about something, it means that you shouldn't do it. Isn't that right? And your intuition speaks according to your subconscious programming. Do you remember when we said that your thoughts and feelings are impressed upon your subconscious mind? And do you remember that when we said that your subconscious mind has the potential to solve any problem that you program it to? Well, one of its ways is to show you the answer by intuitive leads. And as we said before, do you remember when we said that intuition works step by step? You take the first step, the second step will be revealed to you. And keep in mind that Einstein, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, and all the great leaders of the past were great users of intuition because it's the path to achieve greatness. Einstein said the intuitive mind is a sacred gift. And every time you deny yourself from your intuitions, you're denying yourself an easy and a clear road of success. Do you know that? Would you like to see how you can become more intuitive in a very easy way? Here are two powerful steps to do so. Step number one, focus on the way you feel happy. Very simple. You can choose a present moment or a moment from the past, bring it to your presence, and recognize the feeling. Feel what it feels like to be happy. And anytime you want to do something, look at how you feel. Do you know that you can start doing that with simple small things like what should you wear, what should you eat? Look at the way you feel about them. And according to your feelings, go ahead and do it. And as you keep practicing it with small things, you will find yourself growing and growing and growing until you use it on big, important things. Make sense? The second key is effective. Become effective. And to become effective or effectiveness means doing things that move you toward your goal, toward your destination. It takes you simply from just being busy to being productive. That means you do things that really matter. And in order to become effective, you must have a straight upwards chart and follow it, right? And one of the ways to do so is by finding yourself a mentor. By the way, how would you define a mentor? The way I look at it and the way I define it is that as a mentor is somebody who possesses the knowledge, who has a higher point of view of things, who has more experience on how to reach your goal. Somebody who has already done it. And do you agree that this would lift a great burden when you have a mentor by your side to help you and show you how to achieve the goal? Definitely yes. And I have a magic formula that works for me like magic, that got me all the mentors I needed to create the quantum leaps that I created. Here is a step-by-step formula to find the right mentor. First step is know the mentor you need. Simply look for pros for someone who is doing really well at the things that you want to accelerate at. Second, keep in mind that there is a key to every person, including the mentor that you seek. And make up your mind that you're going to find that key and approach that mentor properly and ask them to help you. And be willing to do whatever it takes to get them to mentor you. All right? What's the last step? Follow their lead. Do exactly what they tell you when they mentor you. Exactly whatever they ask you to do it. Because they know better and they know how to achieve your goal. This is the exact thing that I did when I wanted to earn extra money as a real estate agent. It's the same thing that I used when I wanted to become self-made millionaire investor. And it's exactly the same formula that I followed when I wanted to become an international best-selling author. And I believe that you can do the same too. So are you going to use it? And the last key is to becoming efficient. And becoming efficient means channeling your efforts properly. And it's a trick where you can deliver with the most impact because it puts you in a state of mind where you become more productive through the whole day. Isn't that cool? And becoming efficient is so easy and so simple. You use your off to your goal sheet. And it's actually a formula. It's not a sheet that will make you self-centered. You will become goal-oriented. It will increase your productivity, prioritize your action. Think about it for a moment. Wouldn't it be great if you were automatically doing first things first, the most important things first, through the whole day without even thinking about it? That's a great deal. Wouldn't you agree? And it activates your creative thinking. You will find great, wild, creative ideas actually coming to your mind all the time through the whole day. You'll realize the true meaning of having a genius within each one of us. And you simply take 5 minutes a day to write 3 new ideas on how to reach your goal and 3 action steps that will move you toward your goal. It doesn't matter even if they are teeny tiny steps, just write them down and do them. Easy, right? But do you know, if you will apply this sheet properly, you would have taken 780 steps and you would have 780 new ideas toward your goal in just 1 year. Wow. Now, would you agree? Not only this will help you become more productive, isn't it easier to take productive action when you do so with such a framework? Don't you think that by moving in the right direction, you will enjoy every step you take? Definitely yes, because you're going to be confident that you're doing the right thing all the time. And don't you think using any of these 3 qualities, whether it's intuitive, effective, or efficient, would make it easier to achieve your goals? And wouldn't it be safe to say that most people don't use powerful actions with these qualities, even though it's mostly fill in the blanks? But they don't know, and they don't know what they don't know. And now, you have chosen the goal you really want and ordered your thoughts accordingly. You have programmed a genius mind that generates for you the breakthrough ideas you need to reach your goals. And now you are being productive. You're making things happen. You're accelerating in your results. Wouldn't it be safe to say that you're on a definite way to manifest whatever results you want? Time out. Breathe for a second.
relax.